Yeah.
I think.
All right.
Ernie, can you hear us?
Okay,
I don't know, he didn't respond.
who's that?
Ernie, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that question first time.
He's up there.
Yep. We should have a TV on that side too.
We should have something better than what we have.
Yeah, we should have a lot of things. We're going to open the meeting for 43 Maury Street, variance. Timothy Asiati of Mendon requests variance seeking relief from Article 2, Section 2.01 of the bylaws, which requires 200 feet of lot width along a public way. Applicant requests a variance reduce frontage on Maury Street from 200 feet down to 176 feet. Property is located at 43 Maury Street, assessors map 15, 180, 043, and can be viewed in the town clerk's office. The subject premises consist of a parcel of real property situated at 43 Maury Street. The owner of the premises is Randy Noodle, a Mendon resident who resides in a single-family residence located on the southerly portion of the premises. Mr. Noodle's residential property is shown on the plan submitted in support of this petition as Lot 1. Mr. Noodle has executed a purchase and sale agreement to convey a portion of the subject premises, which would be created by the favorable action of this board on this petition, which is shown as Lot 2 on said variance plan to Timothy Asiati, also a Mendon resident, who resides at 18 Pleasant Street. Mrs. Noodle and Asiati join in the petition before the board as the owner and equitable owner of said premises. The premises are situated in the rural residential zoning district and consists of 166,317 square feet of land. The premises possesses 376 feet of frontage along Maury Street. The petitioner seeks a variance by which the premises would be subdivided by a new proposed lot line in their approximate midway point, creating two separate lots, one of which would have frontage on Maury Street, conforming to the 200-foot zoning requirement. The second resultant lot would have frontage on Maury Street on 176 feet. The minimum lot frontage prescribed for the zone law is 200 feet. In all other respects, the lots will exceed all area requirements imposed by the bylaw. For example, the bylaw prescribes a minimum lot area in our zoning of 60,000 square feet. The grant of the requested variance would result in establishment of two lots, one of which would be 83,000 square feet, and the second 83,000 square feet. Similarly, the resultant lots will exceed the requirements of the bylaw for front, side, and rear setbacks. Accordingly, the petitioner seek a variance from the frontage requirements to facilitate the subdivision of the premises as described. For the reasons set here, it is respectfully submitted that the board take favorable action on the petition. First, it is respectfully submitted that the proposed subdivision of the premises is reasonable and would result in the creation of a suitable location for a single-family residence. The single-family residence proposed to be constructed will conform to all dimensional requirements of the bylaw other than the frontage. There's an accompanying legend that shows the bylaw requirements versus the proposed. Next, the premises are a lot which has been in existence for many years, having been owned by the Noodle family prior to 1960, a time which predates zoning in the Mendon. The premises are large and currently serve as an oversized residential lot. Mr. Noodle's residence is situated on the northerly portion of the premises. Lot 1 is such a way to be more than 250 feet away from the existing sideline of the premises. In fact, after the proposed subdivision sought by this petition, Mr. Nuttall's residence would be more than 65 feet from the newly created sideline. The proposed subdivision would also result in 2 lots, both of which would be nearly 50% larger than the requisite minimum lot area. The only way in which either lot would be deficient relative to the minimum lot requirements would be the newly created Lot 2 with 176 feet of frontage on Maury Street, 24 feet short of the required minimum. Furthermore, it is respectfully submitted that the proposed subdivision of the premises as requested by this petition is reasonable, is a reasonable way of making it possible for the premises to be more productive, utilized, and contributed to the town of Mendon's tax base. The Noodle family has resided in the residence on the premises for more than 60 years. The proposed subdivision would enable Mr. Noodle to make full use of the premises by the creation of a lot which will be eminently suitable for the proposed use of a single-family residence. It is respectfully submitted that denial of the requested variance would affect a hardship upon Mr. Nuttall by preventing such full use. It is respectfully submitted that the hardship which would result from the conclusion is clear and obvious and sufficient basis for favorable action. It is respectfully submitted that the evidence has established that the proposed use of the premises is reasonable and the proposed construction of a single-family residence on the premises will not cause any nuisance or derogatory from the common good of the neighborhood or of the community. For the foregoing reasons, the petition request a variance should be approved.
Would you like me to?
Yes, you're up.
So, this is Mr. Nuttall's existing house, and this is Maury Street.
Yeah.
Not to make his lot non-conforming, so his lot complies with the current zoning.
Microphone. Because nobody can hear you on the thing.
So, lot continues to be conforming, and this is the subject lot here to the right. That's his dwelling, the existing dwelling. And this is the proposed, it's just a build box. It's approximate 30 by 70. It'll be a regular colonial home, which would match there's a lot of different type of homes on the street that are, there's several different types. So it would blend in with the neighborhood. And like it says in in Ernie's narrative, the relief is right here in the front, which would be 176 feet, resulting in 24 feet of relief, and showing his at 200. So he lacks a little bit of frontage to actually have two conforming lots, but that is the only deficiency for the lot itself. This is an approximate location of the house. No need to set it back any further. It meets all the other setbacks. It can meet all the other setbacks without any issues. Front setbacks, sides, rear. Other than that, the only deficiency would be the frontage.
Mr. Chairman, if I may,
Yes.
I'm Ernie Pettinari. I'm a lawyer. I live in Milford, and I represent Tim, and I've represented Tim for a long time now. The only things that are missing from what my memo outlined is that I would like to state for the record is that Mr. Nuttall's property is a vastly oversized lot. The result of this subdivision would be to create two oversized lots, one of which is less than 25 feet, deficient in terms of frontage. And the only thing that I would like to add is that the engineering did not take into account the house, which is located to the south of the property in question, which is 35 Maury Street. And in terms of setbacks from a visual inspection of the property, that house is located well off the proposed boundary line. So not only would the proposed subdivision create an oversized lot which meets the setbacks, but it would be inserted into the neighborhood in such a way that it would exceed all of the relevant dimensional requirements of the bylaw. That's frankly all I have to say outside of what was contained in my memo.
Excuse me, how far off the property line is this house that's not shown? A long ways.
On 35 Maury, so this one here, this is a pretty large piece of property here, and the house that is on 35 is set way over here. I don't know how much frontage, they have 468 feet of frontage on that lot. Their house is, this next house up the street is located probably, I would say at least 250 feet away, 200 feet anyway.
Yeah, there's a stone wall that wraps the property. Very nice property.
Yeah, very nice property, the nice cape.
Pretty flat, too.
Yes.
It's quite a ways out of the second house. I noticed that.
Yes.
Any questions?
Pretty straightforward, I think.
You hear a motion?
I can make a motion to divide 43 Maury Street into two lots. One is a conforming lot, one will be 25 feet short, approximately 25 feet short of frontage.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, done. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
You have anything, Gary?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Didn't want to ignore you, but that's not.
I should have asked, Gary.
All right.
We didn't have any call-ins, right?
There are call-ins, but nobody's got their hand raised or anything.
Okay.
So You have 5 minutes to wait.
How's that tractor?
Still there.
Is it working?
It's in line. Few projects ahead.
Can we approve the minutes from the meeting before?
Yeah, we could do that out of order. You want to do that?
Sure.
You guys all have a copy of the minutes?
Yep.
And you read them before?
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the December 3rd meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, done.
What else we got on here? Well, I have on there also, the variance application itself. It's in need of some changes. It's referencing old bylaws that, you know, the numbering doesn't exist anymore. And although I didn't send you a copy, I made a one application for both. So you would check off whether it was for special permit or for
Okay, that's
variance.
good.
And I can distribute that to you guys and you can take a look at it and see if you approve of the more streamlined application, including some new requirements. I want to require that they give us an electronic version of all plans from now on. And it seems to be working out. I can send those out to you guys ahead of time.
Yep.
So I want to make that one of the requirements. Other than that, I copied basically the two applications and made it into one.
Have we got any more submitted
Yeah, I have one sitting on my desk today. That is,
from Puffer?
yep, exactly.
Okay.
I've stamped it in, but I haven't done anything further with it.
Walked that lot.
Oh, did you? It was a little muddy.
Huh?
A little muddy.
Not bad.
No.
Where they want to come in,
Oh, up at Puffery, right, right.
but they're not going to come across the pipeline. That's what you got
Right.
across the pipeline.
Yeah.
Makes sense, really.
Well, that'll save us time at the end of the meeting. Just talked about the two things we needed.
The other one's at 7:30?
7:20.
7:20.
That's another thing that we have the option of posting our hearings as one time and just taking them as they
That's what
come,
they should be
so
done.
that we don't have this wait time.
We talked about that.
So I'd be glad to do that for the next.
Kelly.
Who said that?
That was me, Tom Morelli,
Hi, Tom.
saying that would be a good idea. Hi.
Yeah, it would, especially if there's a big
Speed
wait.
it up, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something straightforward like this one was.
Yeah, these ones are straightforward. And it allows, if one goes over,
Yeah, you don't have to-
you're just taking them in order, so you don't have to worry about
Continuous,
what
right?
time you put on the agenda.
Makes good sense.
I know other boards are doing it, so I think next time, if we have more than one meeting, of course, we could do that.
Well, the springs are going pretty good down there, Gary, huh?
Yeah.
Not too many problems. Few. Few minor. When they're just from the cellar hole in now, so that's gonna be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Down the whole road.
They always come out nice.
They seem to.
They just,
I assume,
that one took some imagination for the buyer too. You know,
is that sold? Oh, that one's sold? Well. I'm assuming the high foundation in there, and
Can't build them fast enough.
I know it, it's amazing.
Nothing to say on that.
My house for sale and sell out and get out of here.
There you go.
That's the problem. Same problem no matter where you go, same old.
It's true.
And my son sold a house in Worcester on the market for one day.
Yeah.
And they,
I sold,
and they paid, and the offer was $50,000 more than he was asking for it.
Wow,
I sold without putting on the market.
That's scary, isn't it?
it is.
We're 20 past.
It's more the norm than the exception nowadays.
No, it's not, no.
It's
When you start-
crazy.
When you start seeing that, you know, the end is there, you know?
Right, yeah.
History shows it, right?
Okay,
Well, I
it's
guess we can-
7:20.
Open this up. And we'll hold a public hearing on January 14th. And maybe joining remotely by following the information provided on the meeting agenda. 720 Timothy Asiati, 18 Pleasant Street, requests a variance seeking relief from Article 2, Section 2.01, which requires 200 feet of lot width along a public way and a minimum lot size of 60,000 square feet. Applicant requests a variance to reduce frontage on Hartford Ave from 200 feet down to 150 feet and lot size from 60,000 down to 43,612. The property is located at 5 Hartford Ave, Assessors Map 11, 141, 005, and can be viewed in the town clerk's office. Subject premises is a parcel situated at 5 Hartford Ave, west in Mendon. Owner is Randy Newton, a Mendon resident who resides at 43 Maury Street. Mr. Noodle has executed a purchase and sales agreement to convey the subject premises to Timothy Asiati, also a Mendon resident, who resides at 18 Pleasant Street. Noodle and Asiati join in the petition before the board as the owner and equitable owner of said premises. The premises are situated in the general residential GR zoning district, consists of 43,612 square feet of land. The premises possesses 150 feet of frontage along Hartford Ave West. The relevant provisions of the zoning section 2.01, table 1 require a minimum lot of 60,000 square feet and frontage of 200 feet. The petitioner seeks a variance from the lot area and frontage requirements of the bylaw to facilitate the development of the premises for a single-family residential purposes. The reason set forth hereinafter is respectfully submitted to take the favorable action on the petition. First, it is submitted that the premises are a suitable location for a single-family residence. The lot possesses sufficient area and frontage to construct a residence which would be comparable to other residences in the area. Specifically, the single-family residence proposed to be constructed on the premises will conform to all dimensional requirements of the bylaw, other than the area and frontage. The following legend is provided in support of that statement. Next, the premises are a lot which has been in existence for many years, having been owned by the Newell family since 1954, a time which predates zoning in the town. The premises are rectangular and run nearly 300 feet from the sideline of Hartford Ave West. The premises are consistently 150 feet wide from the Hartford Avenue sideline all the way to the northerly boundary. As is shown on the variance plan submitted in support of a petition, the proposed residence can be constructed to be more than 180 feet from the premises rear boundary, 80 feet from the sideline, Hartford Ave West, and observe a minimum of 42 feet from either sideline. In short, the proposed residential use of the premises will be consistent with other residents in the area of the premises. Furthermore, it is respectfully submitted that the premises are functionally useless for residential purposes as they are zoned without the requested relief. Shape, layout of the premises as they have existed for more than 65 years means that they can never be utilized for residential purposes without varying the area and frontage. It is respectfully submitted that the hardship which would result from that conclusion is clear and obvious and sufficient basis for the favorable action on the petition. It is submitted that the evidence has established that the proposed use of the premises is reasonable and that the proposed construction of a single residence will not cause any nuisance or delegate from the common good of the neighborhood or the community. Therefore, request variance approval. You're up again, Tim.
Mr. Chairman, if it's okay, I'd just like to, Tim does have a print of the plan. We submitted a PDF of the plan as well. I want to be heard because I think that the distinction between this application and the application we just dealt with on Maury Street, both of which obviously involve the same principles, is just a little bit different. The hardship that attaches to this lot is the fact that this lot had been laid out as it is presently configured more than 60 years ago. It does not conform to the current zoning in the town, and it would become unusable in the event of the failure to grant a variance. That hardship, I think, is a little bit different from and distinguishable from the hardship that we talked about in the last presentation. And the other point that I want to make sure I make is that the lot, as it's configured and laid out, is markedly similar to many of the lots that are in this zoning neighborhood. The creation of a single family residence on this lot would blend in extremely well and would be, we would submit a welcome addition or a beneficial addition, at least, to the town of Mendon. Again, for the record, I'm Ernie Petnari. I'm in Milford and I'm here representing Tim. And I don't know if Tim has anything to add, but that I just want to make sure that I made those 2 points.
Thank you.
No, so I don't have anything else to add unless you have any questions regarding.
The other question I had was, this was an existing deeded lot.
Yeah, this lot,
Dividing.
no, this lot has not changed for that amount of time. So it was, it was the size of it. Actually, it's a much larger lot than they used to create back then, as you know. But, it's sat there all this time. So,
Grandfather lot.
yeah, exactly. It would be a grandfathered lot, definitely, without any restrictions. But, it's prudent to take it to zoning just to, for conveyance purposes. That's correct.
Gary, any questions?
I have a question.
Sorry, Gary, just a little personal history on this, from Randy Nuttall's point of view is, I don't know if you guys remember Cooch Nuttall at all, his father, but he left this to Randy many years ago to build his home on. Randy has been failing health for as long as I can remember, actually. But this is the chance for him to cash in on that and hopefully have a better living situation than he has now. So that's all.
Thank you. Yes. Was another question?
Ian, go ahead.
Hi, I just had a question. Since Nuttall also owns Hartford Avenue West, why don't you combine the two lots? Because the other lot is so small that you can't, it's not conforming. And then it would be a conforming lot. Because the reason, we have the new zoning bylaws is because most people have wells and, you need the extra land. And so it just seems like an easy solution to make it a non-conforming lot.
He no longer owns that, by the way.
Excuse me?
He no longer owns the land next door.
There was a there's a structure on the house next door, and he did sell the house next door.
It's not grandfathered.
No, not that side. On the other side, there's 7 is a long skinny strip of land. And if you just combine the two, you'll have a conforming lot.
He has sold stuff.
He sold that. There's a structure on the one to the left of it, and he sold that with the house on it, so it doesn't connect anymore. I know what the house directly to the left of this lot, to the left hand.
I mean, if you're looking at the lot from the road, it would be the one on the left, lot 7.
Yeah. He sold that.
Okay.
The notation on the plan, ma'am, is based on the old assessor records. We looked at that. I looked at that when we first did the application as well.
I looked at it today when I drove by.
So there really is no other solution to guarantee the use of this property for the purpose for which it was originally laid out. And that's basically the presentation. Gary's observations about Mr. Nuttall, I don't have the ability to comment on. I don't know. But it strikes me that the idea that this lot has been preserved for so long for the purpose of constructing a reasonably sized, modest, single-family house, it just contributes to the overall arguments that we're making this evening.
I have a question.
Could you identify yourself, please?
Yep, it's Kathy Schofield.
Okay.
So according to the the GIS maps, both 7 and 9 were also Nuttall properties. Yeah, Tim, you just said that 7 was sold.
7 and 9.
7 and 9 have one of them, 7 had a dwelling on it, so he sold that house. And the gentleman who bought it is going to remodel the house, and he sold them both pieces. 7 is directly connected to this one, obviously, and 9 and 7 went together to the person who bought that. So he's going to fix up the homestead that was there, and I don't know what he's going to do with it, but that's
Okay.
that's it.
7 and 9 are going to be combined. Is that what you're saying?
I think they are now because it's
Yeah.
purchased it as a home.
Okay, all right.
Does anyone else have comments?
Your motion?
I make a motion to approve the variance for 5 Hartford Ave West. A lot with 150-foot frontage, an existing lot that's really grandfathered. Then grant the variance and make it legal.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Done.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. And please let me thank Ellen for all of her help in the midst of this craziness that's going on. She made what could have been very difficult, very easy. So thank you, Ellen. It was a pleasure working with you.
you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
You want him to add?
Thank you.
Hey, yeah, Tim? So can you write up the decisions? You want us to do it?
You could, but he got
I'll do it.
All right. And then you're gonna get these recorded.
So my next question, so after tomorrow, does the 20-day appeal period start after?
It doesn't start until, even though I'm the town clerk, it doesn't start until I put those decisions in my office. So usually Jim looks at them first and then so I'll let you know when the decision, you'll get the decision mailed to you. And then 20 days after the stamp that's on it.
I'll pick it up.
Good seeing you, Gary.
No, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hi,
Thank you.
have a good night. All right, we covered the other stuff on the agenda, and there was no correspondence. So really, we're just looking at setting another date for the 8 puffer.
Keep up,
I haven't looked at my calendar, sometime in February, I guess.
whatever. You got one more.
I'm pretty free in February.
Okay,
Already walked the city.
want to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye. I don't get the vote, but.
Have a good night, everybody.
And I.
You too.
Take care.
Yep.